Hey, oh my gosh, I think I'm live. Let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. And I'm so excited to be here today. I'm excited to talk about the topic, but it took me a minute there we go, yay. We're all waiting, no worries, Sylvia. Okay, hello. All right, so today's topic, quantum entanglement, as well as creating your own reality. And I saw already in the chat that people were interested in how I'm going to combine those two. But before we start the topic, I want to do my usual hellos and everything. And if you notice that the camera is a bit crooked, I don't know, some days are like that where things don't work out the way you think. But I'm super pumped and I'm really happy, and I've put a lot of thought into this live session today, and I want to answer questions with you all and let me know that the voice and the video are connected okay, because that was the problem. I had a latency issue. So yeah, okay, let's say hello to everybody who's here. Of course, Shelly G, room monitors here. Jim, long time person coming to these live sessions here. ASMR here, also a regular. Maria, hello, how are you? Oh, Sergio, please, you're here. As well as, I think I saw Cheryl here. Craig, thank you, Craig, for being here. Toby's here. David J, KT, and Cheryl, yes, there you are. Okay, so we've got quite a few people coming in already, so I think it's a good time to start. Now, what I wanted to say, first of all, is that I realize that this show may not be for everyone. However, who is this for? This is for people who do have a deep faith and who would like to explore new avenues of how to create and co-create with God, and for empowerment for you so that you can have your best life. Because I know I get a lot of messages from people who say, why did this happen to me? Why did my best friend pass away? How come life is hard? And especially one of the viewers has been sending me messages from a place where they live. And of course, I can't name certain things on YouTube, but where they live, where there's a lot of strife going on. And they hear our Saturday show. And by the way, I missed you last Saturday. They hear our Saturday show and they say, well, Sylvia, that's all fine and well that you say that, create your own vibration and be joyful and happy, but where I am, things are bad. So I wanted to address that as well. So we've got a lot to cover today. Super stoked about covering them. And if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask your questions right here. Think about the actual topic, and the topic, oh, it's Vicky. Oh yeah, Vicky from Canada is here too. Excellent. So why did I choose quantum entanglement? Because it's something that has been of great interest to me, and I wanted to show you something right here. I prepped a little bit for you guys and wanted to show you a study here about the structural changes in water and DNA associated with new psychological measurable is the key word here, states, from the Journal of Scientific Exploration in 1994. So the show notes in here discuss how emotions, thoughts, and feelings affect the outer world. Many of you, let me know if you have seen that study or heard of the study with water. Let me just go back to my main thing here. With how water is affected by your emotion. The crystal formations in the actual water change, whether you're happy, whether you're sad, whether you're angry. Have you heard of that before? Yes. So, if you haven't heard of it, I just wanted to bring it up to you. Somebody said, hey, that's right. Last week we were Sylvia less in Seattle. Oh, I see. I get it. Sleepless in Seattle. Haha. Very funny, Jim. I love reading your comments. You guys are hilarious, and I love the interactivity. However, let's get back to the quantum entanglement. Why do I care? How can you create your reality with it? What am I talking about manifesting? And yeah, yes, let's have it. Okay. So in the double slit experiment, what happened was, I know it's complicated and it took me a while, to be honest, to figure this out. Basically, scientists put together a double slit experiment, and particles behaved differently when they were observed. And when they were not observed, they would show up as wave patterns. So, what does this mean to a regular person like you and I who is not a scientist? It means that when we think and put our intention somewhere, we're changing the course of events. I just wanted to pause there for a moment. When we consciously think and place our intention out into the world, we are actually co-creating right at that moment. And now a lot of people would say to me, oh no, Sylvia, it's not possible that these circumstances around me are, created by me. And I want to ease your pain about that. Basically, we do it collectively. So our consciousness collaborates with one another in this reality, in this existence. And where this ties into my love for Jesus is that if you noticed that when Jesus spoke about faith, with your faith you will be whole, and you will be whole to the degree of your faith. And faith has a lot to do with that believing and understanding that you and your intention and that your thoughts and feelings matter. They matter to people, they matter to particles, they matter to the universe. And another part, when I investigated this quantum entanglement, which I thought was super cool, it's the same thing as the spooky action theory that Einstein brought up. He's the one who actually, I believe, discovered that. And then other people did the double slit experiment to see if it was true. It happened twice. Anyhow, getting to the most important point. When one particle behaves this way, the other particle behaves very similar, like exactly the same. Let me explain. So if this particle is moving this way, this one's moving that way. If one is going left, the other one is going right. So that I wish I could explain it even more and go into depth, but you gotta have a little faith in me right now. Basically, what you think influences the particles and the outcomes. And what you see is a reflection of what you think. So if you're fearful, anxious, angry, feeling all those things, you're going to see a lot of that. If you're happy, joyful, productive, positive, you're going to see a lot of that. And let me illustrate that. A lot of people say about the law of attraction. I don't concur with that because when you buy a certain car, you'll see that car everywhere. You never saw it before as much, but then you'll see that car everywhere. Or if you're wearing something and then you'll see somebody else wearing the same thing, you'll be like, that is so weird. I never saw anybody wearing it, and now I've seen 3 people wearing it. Or I never saw that car before, and I see everybody except for Tesla, of course, because that car's everywhere. Okay, so what happens is that we're actually projecting. So the entire universe, big things I'm saying within the first 15 minutes of this chat, the entire universe is an expression, reflection of our consciousness. Now, some could say, who cares? Like, how does that influence me? And if you said that, I wouldn't be upset because I understand. Let me move this microphone out of the way. What it means is that you are empowered to co-create. You have all the abilities to create your own situations and circumstances. But what I've observed, and maybe you can agree or disagree, honestly, what I've observed is that we're so caught up in what our parents did to us, what school did to us, what our job did to us, the life circumstances, and the fact that we don't understand why loved ones pass away and come back. And for those of you who don't know, I often do NDE interviews, and they give a lot of explanation about broader senses of consciousness, or visions of consciousness and what it's like. I'm thinking about David Ditchfield. The interview I did with him, and I'll put it up here for those of you watching later, he really did a great job of illustrating with words what it was like on the other side. He talked about cascades of stars and things like that. Now, I just love the fact that our intention, now scientifically proven, not just me saying this. This is not woo-woo stuff. This is real, concrete, that our intentions can influence water. It can influence our DNA now. So we can turn on epigenes, we can turn off epigenes. And epigenes sit on top of your DNA, and they can turn on and off based on your intention and your lifestyle. So let's do something about that. Let's not just sit back and let life happen to us. Let's go out and make life happen the way that we want to, for ourselves and for one another. So what does that mean? It's like what I'm telling you here today is that you have a magic wand and you can use it. And most people put it down somewhere in their closet, and they don't even think about the fact that they have ultimate empowerment to live their lives. And other people might be scared. Yeah. Oh yeah, Craig. He says, yep, Dr. Bruce Lipton. Yes. You do know I never heard of him until I started this channel, because people were saying, oh, it sounds like Bruce Lipton or some other guy too. What's his name? Proctor? Bob Proctor. I got an email back when I sent out the email today. By the way, if you got my email and you're on my email list, let me know below. If you're not on my email list, Shelly G, can you put my website up there? I hope it's not down right now because I'm just redoing it, but I'm going to put my website, Isachsen. You should get on my email list, because I'm going to start writing more substantial emails and sharing my personal thoughts. And also, I've got stories now. Did you guys see the eagle? If you haven't, so I'm talking about YouTube stories. If you haven't watched any YouTube stories, you just go to my channel and then you touch my profile picture and it will show the story. And every day I'm adding a story of what I'm doing. And today was a story about an eagle that sits on a tree right behind me here, and he flew away. So you see his big wingspan. Back to topic. Oh, Lisa, you got my email? Okay, good. Mary did. Shelly did. Excellent. And if you're not on the list, please let me know. Let's go back to this. Oh, Prashant, excellent. So, for those of you that are members, tomorrow at 10 a.m., I'm doing a live Zoom. So there's usually about 10, 12 people max in there, and we really get to know each other and ask questions. If you want to become a member, you have to be on desktop, and you just go underneath and you can join. I want to go back to the empowerment and the magic wand, or the, what do you call that? Holy grail, however you want to put it. This information today of your intention, creating your own reality, can bring a ton of joy, abundance, and depending on what you see as abundance, some people see love, joy, some people see financial success, some people see relationships as being their success. Now, I would say that, oh, did you see the eagle photo, Craig? Oh, you saw the photo, and I have it in my stories too. This is turning into like coffee with Silvia. Why don't I just go ahead and, this is my lipstick. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so I put an eagle up for my members, but I also put a story, a video up where you can see the eagle. And the eagle has played a big role. As you know, this is a spiritual channel. So when I went out to meditate the other day, I wasn't feeling my best. Today, I'm feeling 10 out of 10. But yesterday, I was feeling about a 4 out of 10. And thank you, Shelly, by the way, for your prayers and healing. Appreciate it. You sent great intentions my way. Thank you. Anyhow, I went out to meditate. And because I know that meditating is miraculous. And as soon as I walked out and sat down, this huge eagle was right there. And this eagle has just started hanging out around my house. And I went to look up the meaning of what it means to see a spirit animal like an eagle. And I thought it was really cool. Maybe, should I read it out to you guys? Do you want to hear what it means to see an eagle? It was the answer to my meditation. So the universe is reflecting your eternal wisdom. Your wisdom comes from being connected 100% with God. So in you, that spark of life and energy. Is that my dog wagging his tail there? Oh, I see. That's just me. I'm seeing myself in the back there. God is in you. Okay, Toby says he wants to hear about the eagle. So I'll finish this up. God is in you. You are empowered. You are manifesting into the universe. And that's because consciousness loves experiencing itself. So you create these experiences so that you can relate to your own consciousness, and you collaborate with your brothers and sisters all around, as well as the entire universe. Hard one to wrap your head around. Yvonne Cano says, watching you every Saturday is miraculous. Thank you so much. Brings so much happiness to my life. Thank you. Alex Land says, yes, Belinda, I see mine lengthen. Good. Let me go and tell you the meaning, because I wrote it down. I thought it was pretty, I really love this, the eagle animal spirit. So it said, eagle spirit animal, spiritually they represent transformation, manifestation, power, and inner strength. An eagle may appear in your life when you are being called to expand your reality, align your actions with your spirit values, and conquering obstacles that have held you back, such as self-doubt or others standing in your way. So I was like, is this like meant to be or what? I walked out to meditate, saw the eagle, went into the house, got my camera and my phone, and I looked it up right away, and there was my answer. So the more you are in touch with your intention and who you are and your sensibilities, what I mean by that is that you're feeling yourself. You're not just doing things in life, but you're being a highly sensitive person. Not like an overly emotional person, but somebody whose senses are sharpened and they are aware of who they are and their consciousness. Okay, let's read some comments here. Patrick sends a heart. Thank you, Patrick. Martina says, hi, Sylvia. Love from Ireland. Thank you. You know, I have a lot of people that watch from Ireland, and I am sometimes curious about, what it's like in Ireland and what people think about spirituality there. There must be a lot of people that think about that. Patrick says, I struggle with self-doubt since childhood. Hey, let's hone in on that. But I also just want to acknowledge that everybody here is important to me. And if I don't see your comment, repeat it, because I want to address each and every one I can. Holly Hunter is here. Excellent. Okay, I want to get to yours right after. So I'm going to pin yours right here, Holly. But I want to address what Patrick said. I struggle with self-doubt. You know, this world does something. And I will admit this, okay? What this world does is what the people in the world do. Is they, we do live in a commerce, sort of commodity type of society right now. And in order for you to buy these goods, I know this because I used to be in marketing, people have to make you feel like you need something more to be better. So, if you want to live your best life, and if you want to be your best self, and if you want to look the best, be the best, have the most, you have to have something more, whether it's an education, a car, money, status, whatever, race, any of those elements that we like to create as divisive types of elements. So those are there so that you can remain feeling like you need those things, but you don't. We don't need any of that stuff. What we truly need are the fundamental things that you can agree with me on. We need love. right? How do I know this? Because if you had everything in the entire world and you were alone, the only thing you would want is company and love. But, do you see what I'm saying? But if all you had was love and company, you could collaborate together and still exist and have a wonderful time. So I like to create those associations in my mind. So if you struggle with self-doubt, it's not your fault. However, it is your responsibility to pick up the slack and start empowering yourself with the tools that you have, such as intention, emotion, and thought. And that's why meditation is so important, because through meditation you can focus and hone in on your emotions, on your thoughts, on your feelings. When you feel things and you think people don't know what you're feeling, maybe you don't even know that you're feeling it, it's still having an impact. Subconsciously, unconsciously, those thoughts drive results. Remember, the protons are constantly manifesting our feelings and thoughts through our intentions and our effect on matter in this entire universe. That's a big responsibility. If people actually really wrapped your head around it, it is freaking amazing. Okay, Holly Hunter. Hi, Sylvia and everyone. I've been distracted for a while, so I've been missing. It's nice to be live again. Sorry, I thought just you were distracted in general. And let me see if there's some other. Toby says, and freedom, I guess, would also sum up an eagle. Yes, there was another part to it that I thought was a bit ostentatious, Toby, to the eagle description. I didn't want to read it because I thought that you guys would think that I was talking myself up, but I'll read it anyways. It's separate from, so it does have to do with freedom. The eagle also represents leadership, authority, and those who make their spirit animal are the eagle, the spirit animal, are born leaders and high achievers. They are visionaries who believe in the power of expanding self-discoveries and striving to reach greater personal freedom. So you're right, Toby. It is about reaching greater personal freedom. And the reason why I want greater personal freedom is because I want joy. And I want love, and I want to do it with you, and I want to share this information with you because, just as I stated, if you had everything in the world that you ever wanted and there was nobody to share it with, nobody to talk to, and nobody existed, you probably would feel like me, and that is absolutely alone. So I don't want to be alone with all of this information and gratitude that I have for the universe. I learned something so powerful, that it is not about the law of attraction. It appears to be about the law of attraction, but it is the law of creation. It is us and our intention, and recognizing the God co-creator with us. Now, I understand fully this offends some people, that they don't want to see, that they don't want to talk about that, particularly if they are their consciousness is wrapped into not science, say, for example, right? I don't want to use certain words because I don't want my channel to be to be audited, but you get the point. So for those, like I said at the very beginning of the show, this isn't for everyone. It's for people who want to expand their consciousness and understand that we are co-creators with God, and that science is on to something, particularly things like physics and quantum physics, because all the word quantum physics means is an in-depth curiosity to understand the universe that we live in. And it's coming to fruition that we're a part of it. We're an integral part of it. We are co-creators in this universe. Okay, let's read. Patrick says, intention is key. 2 thumbs up for that, Patrick. Craig says, I do feel the sense of alienation as well, Patrick. And then Yvonne says, you are never lonely here with us, Patrick. Right. Okay, so obviously Patrick was feeling alienated. So we all feel alienated when we're not heard and seen. That's why it's so important for me to answer everybody's question, because I know what it's like to participate in something like this and to not have my question answered. What it really means is you want to be seen, and that's not a bad thing. That's why we exist, is because our consciousness creates so it can experience itself, so it can experience God. This is all part of the creation. And here's the part where everyone comes in and says, well, what about the bad things? And why does this happen? And I don't want to belittle that. I don't want to ignore that. But the thing is not everybody's thinking good. That's the problem. Not everybody is having a full good intention. And even myself or you, there may be moments in a day where you're just, you have what I like to call stinking thinking. You're not thinking right about yourself, about others, about the world. But tell me the truth. Has there been a time in the past week where you think, why me? This happens to me. Why can't I have that? Or maybe you thought about, I'd really like this, but that's never going to happen to me. That doesn't happen to me. It doesn't happen to people like me. Like the other day, I can't remember where we were, but my husband said, oh, I want to go get a lottery ticket. People want to get a lottery ticket. And I was thinking in my head, this is a stinking thinking thought. I was thinking, why get it? The probability is low. That's not the way it goes. Your intention co-creates. And the way you think manifests. And this is also why we should care about our brothers and sisters who are in trouble, because they are co-creators in this reality with us. We're not in this alone. We do influence with our intention, and we can see the results of it, but we are also influenced by others around us. And this is why, again, connecting with Jesus, this is why I believe Jesus said, love everyone as you love yourself. Do unto others as you would do unto yourself. Get the relationship. I mean, he didn't talk about the double slit particle or quantum entanglement, because that wasn't even within the realm of possible thinking at the time. But when you think about do unto others as you would have unto them, that's not because just to say be good. It's about, hey, guess what? When you are like this is what reality you get. Boom. Boom. Boom, Shelly G. Okay, so let's go back into here and talk a little bit about some of your questions. Kenneth says, hi from Tampa, Florida. Lisa, hi from England. And Shelly G says, be transformed by renewing our minds. We need to get deprogrammed. Yeah, you know what? We do. We don't need to talk about things that what we can't do. Let's talk about things that we can do. And at school it is tough. I have had people also say things to me. I remember my grade 10 science teacher saying, I asked him a question. This is atrocious, by the way. Please don't feel sorry for me because I'm so over it. But he goes, why would you be asking me so many of these science questions when you know that you're not going to pretty much do anything with your life, kind of thing? He said, you'll be pregnant and married before you know it. And I thought, wow. That was a real wake-up call to me, to have my own science teacher speak to me that way when I was curious and had questions. But don't let those people's limiting thoughts, they're not bad people, they just have limiting thoughts and beliefs. Don't let people who have limiting thoughts and beliefs influence your life. Be strong. And I do think, one second here, Nicholas says, first time watching live. Nicholas Demarfio. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that right, but Nicholas, welcome. And thank you. Thank you for being here. I hope you're here every Saturday. Do not let people who have those intentions influence you, because you might not like what I'm about to say. Personally, this is a personal feeling, okay? It's an opinion. I feel that when we allow others' opinions of ourselves, including our parents and including people we love, when we allow them to dictate how we're going to feel, think, and what we do, we're being lazy, because we are not pulling up our socks and understanding. I'm talking about adults, not children, adults. We need to fully embrace who we are. Fully understand we are loved. We can't just talk a talk. We have to believe it. That's the power of faith. And we have to understand that nobody is perfect. Well, they are, but they just don't know it. And they'll say things from a limiting place, which shouldn't mean anything to you. And remember I told you yesterday I was 4 out of 10? It just so happens that when I woke up out of bed, I wasn't feeling 100%. And then I had 3 people, 3 different things. I had somebody write a comment on my YouTube channel, and then it was unpleasant. And then I also had somebody email me, or a family things. It was 3 things. And I was feeling bummed about it. I really was. And I thought, I need to shake it. You know why? Because it has nothing to do with me. It only has to do with me, what I make of it. Even if I really care about someone, I have to understand that their truth or their concept of things isn't always going to be the complete truth. Okay, right. Okay. So ADZOEGO says, so much violence in video games, it's mind-boggling. Okay, let's talk about that for a moment. And hopefully I don't get censored. So, yes, but who's buying those games? Who's buying them? They wouldn't exist unless we were buying into them. Unconsciously, consciously, if we don't put our attention and intention on those things have no life unless we give them life. If nobody bought those video games, they wouldn't exist. They would be forced to make video games like Harvest Moon. Uh-oh, she knows about Harvest Moon. How do I know? Because those are the games that I encourage my kids to play. It's not to say that they never played any violent games, and they're adults now, but it is a fragment and a segment of consciousness that clearly does exist because we see it. However, we don't need to buy into it. It doesn't need to be part of our consciousness. We don't have to look at it. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to buy them. We can encourage people to say that we don't want to. We're not into it. That's not what we like. We don't have to subscribe to it. We don't have to watch the videos of it. You get what I'm saying. Patrick, how do we face what we really don't like about ourselves in loving, positive ways? Okay, first of all, understand this. Let me rephrase that for you. How do we erase all of the garbage that we decided to believe that wasn't true about ourselves? Right? So if you knew your true essence, if you really understand, Patrick, what I'm saying here is that you have the power to create who you are. And everything you see in the universe is a reflection of what you think. So if you or anybody is seeing anything other than what you want or spectacular, it is your work here in this existence, in this moment, not somewhere else. You're not going anywhere else. Everybody's other. But when I die or when I go to heaven, no, right here, right now. If you don't like it, change it. And I mean that with love in my heart. And I don't mean that as a change it. No, I mean you have the power of intention, and science just proved it. You can influence your DNA. You can influence your day. You can influence your friends. You can influence your people. Here's what I suggest for you, Patrick. Go on and do everything that you love today. If you love running, go run. If you love writing, write. If you love whatever you love, do it. And keep doing the things that you love. And you are going to find a shift in your consciousness and in your mind and in your intention, thoughts, feelings. When I feel something, I make it happen because that vibration that's coming, they say good vibes, man. Those are real. Vibes are real. They come right off of you. You actually have an electrical magnetic field that starts in your heart and goes all around you. And when you're walking around everywhere where you're walking in a day, you are influencing not only your own well-being, but the well-being of others who are around you. So if you're like angry or sad or mad, people feel your vibes. People who are highly attuned to HSP, highly sensitive people. Okay, do you, ASMR, Sleepy Bunny says, do you have any advice on prenatal depression? Yes. I'm so glad that you asked me about that. Is that what you're experiencing? Good. I'm glad you asked me. So I can speak from experience. I've been pregnant twice. I have 2 adult children. And particularly the second time, I did ask myself that question, why am I feeling this way? I mean, I should feel real happy. I'm real happy to be pregnant. Now, if you're not pregnant, I apologize, but thanks for listening because this is important. Our hormones in our bodies are extremely powerful. Therefore, we must do everything we can to sleep well, stay hydrated, eat well, go to your doctor and check out your nutritional panel to see if you're not missing a vitamin or a mineral. Also, in your surroundings, remember when you are pregnant, you become highly sensitive because your energy is elevated by default. You are literally creating a being. Therefore, and this is something that society, in my opinion, society should really honor people who are creating human beings right in their bodies. I mean, I don't know how far off track we've gotten, that we've lost our senses, that I've seen people not move out of the way or open a door for a pregnant person. These people are creating humans. They are co-creating with God. And if you say you love God and if you have faith in it, then we have to honor God's creations, which, lo and behold, here we are, us, God's creations. So if you're feeling not well and you do have depression, go to your doctor, find out about a nutritional panel. Also, I would recommend personally getting some counseling through it. And I do feel many women do experience this, and I personally did experience it, and for me it was hormones. There was a lot of hormones, and at that time, years ago, I wasn't so methodical about keeping my habits up. You see, it's hard to be a co-creator with God if you're getting no sleep, if you're using any kind of substances that are downers or uppers, or any of that. It's hard to, that's why I don't, see, I don't have a moral issue against what people want to do for their excitement. However, it has a direct impact on your connection to God and your ability to feel good and be healthy. That's why it's important. Okay. Okay, so right, Cheryl, beautiful Belinda. This group is so filled with love. We are, and we have the best discussions, don't we? We have the best discussions. Can we all send her ASMR Sleepy Bunnies? Can we all send her a blast of love, real pure good love? Let's just send that blast. Love and healing. Love, healing, and energy to you. Remember, our intention is powerful. Okay, Craig says, I get a lot of synchronicities, which seems to be increasing in frequency lately. You know why, Craig? Because your consciousness is elevating and you're becoming aware of yourself. And these synchronicities are you looking in the mirror. Boom. So I always promise that I'm not going to talk about my dream of Jesus, but I got to talk about it. In my dream of Jesus in Sedona in 2020, he came to me and he said, your life is just an experience. You are Alpha and Omega, and everything you see is a reflection of who you are. And he transferred, downloaded information to me in this dream. Now, when he said this to me, being the person I am, question asker, I said, what do you mean by that? Jesus, that isn't just, if I look in the mirror, I just see myself. He said, everything you see is a reflection, the entire universe of yourself. So when you're feeling down and out and you don't think very much of yourself and you have self-doubt, just understand this. When you look into the universe, all of the stars and planets and beings and everything, that's a reflection of who you are. It's hard. I know it's hard to wrap your head around, and it took me years to do it, but maybe start with the most positive things that you see. Surround yourself with positive things. That's why I live in nature. Do you see it back there? I've got eagles, flowers, trees, And you know, if you're in a spot where that's not possible, try and spend some time in nature. Go there on your bike, walk there, and do that, because nature is the most healing, the most balancing energy for our bodies, hands down, hands down. Apart from praying directly and meditating to God. Okay, so Patrick says, wow, thanks. It rings true. Vibes are real. We get signals all the time. I have so much work ahead. Yes, and you know, I do want to answer questions, and I know it's time to wrap up, but somebody said I should do a show on highly sensitive people. And I want to share this. This is really important. Water is really important. Yes, Belinda. So when I was born, they used to say that, thank you for the super chat, Greg. I appreciate your support on my channel. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, did you guys see that there's some where if you want to support the channel and you don't want to be a member or do a super chat, you can get yourself a swanky t-shirt or sweatshirt or whatever. Down below the video you can see there, and when you buy it, what happens is you're contributing to the channel. So yes, it's a little bit more than usual, but it's your contribution and you get something that I designed. Okay, back to the highly sensitive. When I was born, I was the third of 3 daughters, and they used to tease me because they used to sing me a lullaby to put me to sleep, and I would cry, literally. And they started to make the association that when they sung these emotional lullabies, that I would start to cry no matter what, day or night. And as I grew up, it became more apparent to me that I was highly sensitive. And as a result, sometimes I would let the world come into my sphere and influence my vibration. And I just want you to know that highly sensitive people can sometimes be angry and feel like they want to shut out the world because they are absorbing the output. But what you need to learn to do is get that source, the center source, your heart. Start and make it a powerhouse of love, of positive thought, of positive intention, and creation. And when you meditate, if you don't know how to meditate, like people are like, Sylvia, you mean you don't know a system? No, I don't. I'm not going to try to be pretentious and tell you that I know some systematic way of doing it. Talk to God. That's what I do. And be super honest. You need to be super honest with yourself and with God. Just lay it out right on the line and just say, this is how it is. This is how I see it. I could be wrong. Fix it, please. And help me. Fix it, please, by giving me the wisdom. Isn't there a prayer that says that? Give me the wisdom. Okay, so I'm going to check out a few more comments and then we're going to wrap it up for the day. Craig, I really appreciate that super chat. You're always here doing that. And Belinda, water is also so important because of our electromagnetic synergistic energy. Yes, well, we're 70% water. Some stat between 60 and 70. I used to write anatomy and physiology textbooks. It changes, depends on which book you're reading, but 70% water. How, that water experiment, hold on a minute, just came to me right here. So, oopsie, where did the picture go? Let me get it. I just turned myself backwards. Let me get it. It's right here. This. So, structural changes in water and DNA. If we're 70% water and intention influences water, you definitely want to be putting yourself in environments that support positive vibrations, because this is in a scientific journal. I mean, this is peer-reviewed information that they have been studying. And then with the double slit experiment, I don't want you guys to forget this. Particles are changed through intention. Hey, super chat from Tamara Terry. Thank you so much, Tamara. I'm not sure, but I feel like it's the first time I've seen you do a super chat. Thank you for your generosity and appreciating the channel. It really helps to bring the channel forward, so I appreciate it. It also makes me super happy. Hey, Holly K's here. Hello all. Sorry we're so late. We're listening in the car. Sylvia's right. We are God, and because we are a part of our Creator, we can co-create the reality. Thank you for supporting me on that statement, Holly, because that is true. And I know that a lot of people are uncomfortable with recognizing God within, and they're sort of subjugated and put into a place of less power and empowerment. But I want you to know in your heart that Holly is right. We are all, anyone who's understanding and awakening, our consciousness is connected to God. And that's why God is in us and part of us and out of us. And I'm going to leave you with that beautiful thought. Think about your thoughts and intentions and how they influence you and those around you. And I'm sending you love. I want all of you guys to make a big love circle and send it to everyone. Even if you don't know the name, it's your intention. And send out healing, and so that we can have a wonderful, wonderful existence and a wonderful life. And until Saturday, I want you to know the members, don't forget we're meeting on Zoom at 10 a.m. Now, members are not subscribers. If you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're not, please subscribe. But membership is a level up where we connect once a month on Zoom, and you guys get to see some behind the scenes pictures on YouTube. Okay, time to go. I just want to take half of a minute, okay? Let's take half of a minute and take a deep breath and send out love. Love to the universe, love to each other, love to the animals and nature and all good things. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, Toby. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Holly K. Thank you, Toby, and thank you, Holly K. Thanks for getting here late and contributing massive. Thank you. And Toby, I appreciate you being here all the time. Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you, Chris B, for your love all the time. Bye, Cheryl. Hope to see you soon. Janine, we were angels in heaven, and yes, royalty, LOM. Good. Hades, Craig, Alex, Patrick. If I didn't mention your name today, I want you to know you are included in my intention of love. Thanks again.